Kristen and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. So for today's video, we are back with a little tiny build. Now I've actually been really into doing like the dorms and the dormitories, and I just kind of wanted to do something on this little lot of land here in Brightchester. I'm still getting used to the names of like all of the little communities, but this little this little plot of land that is like up on, it's kind of like in the town, and there's two lots of land for your homes that are like kind of side by side, but they have this little beautiful fountain in between them. So I kind of have a little bit of an idea of something that I want to build up here for like a series, so I will be working on that probably for next week. Now I really was inspired to do this home honestly by the new brick siding. So it honestly just looks so luxurious and fancy, but I really wanted to pull it into like a tiny home. So of course we needed to do a single mom tiny home of a student that was just honestly working her butt off, trying to get a better education while trying to maintain family life. So this home, I did end up making it a little bit bigger just because when it comes to family home, I wasn't doing like a tiny home challenge, so I did want to make it just a little bit bigger. And even though I stretched it out some, it is still like very minimal when it comes to like the interior. So I was really struggling. I was going to edit out like all of that like top roof situation that you guys are seeing me do, but I do eventually take it out just because I really wasn't loving how it turned out. And at the end, I don't know if I actually kept the footage in, but I did make that side roof actually just kind of like match the other side. So I kind of was gonna do something fancy where that like one section of roofing was pulled over, but at the end when I was like taking my screenshots, I wasn't feeling it at all. So this home, like I said, was definitely inspired by that really luxurious, beautiful brick, which I just really wanted to pull that out. And I'm kind of like obsessed with it, not gonna lie. Like I really want to start using that in a lot of like other builds, but I'm like holding myself back so I don't overdo it. And the good thing is I find with that brick, like it definitely has an exterior look to it. I mean, it's brick and it has like a little bit of that, like, I don't know if it's cement or what kind of like that middle area. I don't know what it would be called, but this I think would still look really beautiful inside because it has like a really chunky crown molding. I'm trying to like not mix my words up. Like I said, it is kind of early in the morning, so I'm like trying to get this actually completed. So you guys are actually gonna see me do quite a few cuts in this because there was a couple situations that I was trying to work through when it comes to like the roof, and I also played around with that back decking as well. I just really wasn't liking it. I felt like the roofing just didn't look like it fit for this home. So I did kind of like pull it in, pull it out, and eventually I just like pulled the roofing over so it kind of like matched with the front of the home as well. So one thing that I wish I did a little bit differently, originally where this little bay window is, I kind of made it so that like it was a little bit more in proportion with like the rest of the home. But I kind of wish either that we had bay windows that were like the half tile diagonal and then two tiles, because as you guys know, currently you can only have like a one tile bay window. So I kind of wish that I went back in and made that a one, because I do actually, when I decorate like the inside, I put a little sofa there, but I think it would be a lot cuter if we went with a bay window. So I think if I was to use this in game, I think that is something that I would switch up, because as I was like taking pictures, I was like, oh my God, why the heck did I not make this a bay window? But I really wanted to pull in a lot of color with this as well. So that's kind of why I did keep that like bright green door. I just really like it. There is another color swatch that I want to play around with. The red, it definitely reminds me of London, and I've only been to London one time. Honestly, I would like die to go back there. It was so beautiful, and there's like so much that I would still love to see there as well. I actually went to London last year around this time for Sims Camp, and I'm trying to think, which was it? Was it Get Famous? I can't remember which pack was releasing. I think it was Get Famous, But yeah, that is the only time that I have ever been there, and probably the only time that I will go, period. Because it's crazy expensive, you guys. Honestly, traveling from Canada is ridiculously expensive to go like anywhere. And I feel like unless you're like going down south on like one of those $500 deals, it is really hard to go anywhere, especially when you're not like rich. But yeah, that was definitely memorable. I will always remember that. And like I was saying about the doors, when you have like the red swatch, I kind of want to build like some of those little London telephone booths. I don't even know if people actually use them or if they just kind of keep them for like the scenery over in London. I don't know if you guys know if they actually do currently still like use the phone booths. Definitely make sure to let me know. So I do want to do a build that has like that strong red color, and there's also a really beautiful navy shade as well. I feel like I don't really build as much with like greens and blues. I usually stick with like the beiges, the grays, white, and definitely I use those yellow and pink window boxes a ton. So the only thing is I'm really obsessed with the window boxes that we had with Get Famous because they have that really pretty like box on the outside of them, but I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like when you size them down, the flowers kind of disappear, and they're like really long. Like you really need to have a long window and actually to use those. I was gonna use the new box of flowers that we did get with the university pack, but I thought it was just a little bit too boxy. I think those ones look the best, like if you use windows that have shutters, just because it looks like more like a complete package. So oh my gosh, we've already made it to the inside. I'm talking so much. But the interior, you definitely, if you didn't have a sim that had like a child, there's a lot of other things you can do with this. You can either move in roommates, or you can actually change that children's room into even like an office, because there isn't a door that goes into the bedroom. You actually have to go through the kids' room, and there's like a little archway, so it's like open, and then you get into the bedroom from there. So I think if you wanted to just have this maybe as a sim that was like living singly, even if there was like a partner living here, that definitely would work really nice for an office, or if you wanted to maybe make like a little bit of a bigger bathroom as well. So even though this is a tiny home, as you guys can see, there's actually still quite a bit of space for like a home of this size. The only thing is I was going to put in like a double bed originally. That's kind of one thing that I do, but I thought that it would just be like kind of this one. I love that one. So I feel like if you wanted to, adding in like a double bed, or sorry, a twin size bed or a single in here would give you more space if you needed to add in like an office desk, or even a single desk if you wanted to have a laptop, but you still can like have a laptop in the kitchen at the island. There's like an empty space, and you can still like sit on the sofa and eat, and you can even like put some picnic tables outside. So yeah, you guys know I always am one that like just kind of sits here and tells you what else you can do with my build. I don't know why I do that. I feel like whenever I do these builds and I'm like taking screenshots, I'm always thinking about so many different things that I would like to do. I could probably renovate my own homes like 10 times over and still like make it look completely different. But yeah, this unfortunately doesn't have a sink. I don't remember if I put a sink in here. I don't think I made one, just because I didn't think you would actually be able to keep it playable to like get into the tub. So as usual, when you have like a tiny home, one of the things that you struggle with is definitely space. So keep that in mind. I wanted to also make sure that this had a bathtub and not a shower. If we put a shower in, we still like would have had space for a sink, but because I pictured this to have like a toddler, we definitely needed to keep that bathtub in here. And I mean, the sink is literally like 4 squares away. So it's really not gonna be that much of a hassle. And I've kind of been back into adding these little like puddles of like old water. I actually have another apartment going up later this week, or it might have actually have gone up before this. I don't exactly know. I don't know the order that they are going up, but like I said, I used to be like obsessed with adding those like disgusting Strangerville slime puddles, but I kind of use them more for like wear and tear on a home. like maybe stain. Maybe the toilet just keeps breaking. If you guys have like the haunted trait or it's like the one with the garden gnomes, I think it is, where things are like constantly breaking in your home. If you use that, I feel like one of the things that kind of makes it look really realistic if you have a home that is just constantly, you know, breaking and malfunctioning, that if you add that like little kind of stain of water under your fridge, under your sinks or toilets and tubs and stuff like that, yeah, kind of realistic. So this was actually the tile that we did get completely for free. And you guys, I feel like that kind of has like a CC look to it. It is just like so pretty and like a contemporary look, and I am obsessed with it. I do want to do like an apartment that has the green shade. I have talked about it before, but I actually use this on the tiny container home build, and like the whole entire build was basically based around that that green color shade. It was like the green with blacks and whites, and it was just like a really beautiful, dark and rich build. And because it was a tiny container, not many people seen it. So I've mentioned before maybe doing like another version based on that as an apartment. So definitely make sure to let me know if you guys would like to see me do one of that for an apartment. I'm probably gonna do it anyways, to be honest. So this bedroom, you guys, I thought it was just a little bit too cluttered with all of the pictures, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to add on the other wall, because having like 2 complete walls of pictures, I thought it was just like a little bit too much. So I just went ahead and added in like another window. The new curtains that we have with University are really pretty as well. The only thing, I do wish that they came like in a shorter window as well, because even if you size them down, unless you put a wall in a basement and like raise them up, they are like basically impossible to add anywhere else. So yeah, we have a really smart toddler, you guys. We have a whole entire wall of just trophies in our toddler's room. So I've also been getting back into using these like round rug, like stone pieces for walkways. I know there is a really pretty new rock that came with either one of the new packs or the live edit updates, live edit objects, but it's actually really hard for me to like scroll through. And one thing that I would really love to see The Sims do is make like a favorite feature when it comes to like build and buy or debug menu, that you could just like add a star on items for like remote controls, because I feel like I'm always scrolling for remote controls and those pesky loaves of bread. But I really hope that you guys did enjoy. As always, this will be available for you guys to download in the gallery. Make sure to give today's video a very big thumbs up, and hopefully I'm gonna see you all next time. Bye guys!